आधी आपलं तसंच सांगायचं आधी.
Good morning, friends. My name is Jay Shankar Wagmare. I am from Gaunde College, Umarkhed, and I am from Department of Chemistry. And today I am going to tell you about the pericyclic reactions. What are the pericyclic reaction and its type, and all about. Okay, so let's start. So here we start the pericyclic reaction. So these are the content of my topic. What are the pericyclic reaction and the types of the pericyclic reaction, then electrocyclic reaction, then cycloaddition reaction, then sigmatropic rearrangement, then Claisen rearrangement, and then the Crope rearrangement. So, what is the pericyclic reaction? Okay, the pericyclic reaction is a type of organic reaction wherein the transition state of a molecule has a cyclic geometry. The reaction progresses in a conserved fashion and the bond orbital involved in the reaction overlaps in a continuous cycle at a transition state. Okay. Next, what are the pericyclic reaction? Pericyclic reaction are really having these points. Okay. Then first, they are single step reactions. Then they're having a cyclic transition state. Then what they are goes through the without intermediate, like other reaction goes with the intermediates, and then they are induced by the thermal or photochemical reaction. These are the notation for the thermal and photochemical reaction. Then they are reversible in nature, like some reactions are irreversible in nature, but this is the uh, reversible reaction. Okay. Then types of pericyclic reaction. There are electrocyclic reaction, then cycloaddition, then sigmatropic, then cheilotropic, and the finally is the Groom transport reaction. Okay? So we will see one by one. The first will be the electrocyclic reaction. What are the electrocyclic reactions? An electrocyclic reaction is a reversible reaction that involves ring closure of a conjugated polyene to cycloalkane or a ring opening of a cycloalkane to a conjugated polyene. Means here actually the one bond migrates to the other side, and the where the ring close is going to be open and where the ring open is going to be closed by the migration of the bonds. So here we can see in the example of 135 hexatriene, these bonds are going to be migrated at other sides, and the new sigma bond is going to be formed at the new position, and the product is going to be formed as 1,3-cyclohexadiene. And in the other example, these two bonds are going to migrate, and the ring where the ring is going is closed is going to be open. Okay, this cyclobutane is going to be forming as 1,3-butadiene, and if the reaction is going to be reversed, the again 1,3-cyclobutadiene is going to be formed as 1,3-cyclobutadiene is going to form as cyclobutane. These are the ring closing reaction and ring opening reaction. Next, the cycloaddition reaction. The cycloaddition is a pericyclic reaction in which two or more unsaturated molecules combine with the formation of cyclic adduct, in which there is a net reduction of the bond multiplicity. Resulting reaction is a cyclic reaction. They are referred as A and B to a number of atoms containing pi electron. three important classes of a cycloid. There's Diels-Alder reaction, then this 2+2 cycloaddition, and 1,3 dipolar cycloaddition reaction. So here you can see for Diels-Alder reaction, there are the two main things, that is diene and dienophile. So here we can see 1,3-butadiene is called as diene and ethane is called as dienophile. And where the bond get migrated at this side and this side, and that bond will be good at this side. So the new sigma bond is going to be formed and cyclohexane is going to be formed at this site. Okay. The next is the sigmatropic rearrangement. Molecular rearrangement in which a the sigma bond or a group flanked by one or more pi electron system shifts to a new location with a corresponding recognition of the pi bond are called sigmatropic reaction. The total number of sigma bond and pi bond remain unchanged. Here the number of the sigma bond and a pi bond will not be changed. The different type of sigmatropic rearrangement is 3, 3 sigmatropic rearrangement, then another is a 2, 3 sigmatropic rearrangement, then 1, 5 sigmatropic rearrangement. Here you can see the sigmatropic rearrangement. How can it be going to be? Okay. Here, the sigma bond is going to be broken in the middle of the pi system, and the bond is going to be formed at this site, and the new sigma bond is going to be formed. Okay, the product and the reactant have the same number of the sigma bond. There is no change in the number of the sigma or pi bond. Just only there is going to be transfer of the bond from one side to the another side. There is no going to be added extra bond within all this. Next is the group transfer reaction. One or more group or atom transferred from one molecule to the another molecule called group transfer reaction. There is going to be transferring of one atom from one group to the another group. Okay. They can sometimes be difficult to identify when separate reactant molecule combine into single product molecule, like in the ene reaction. Okay, then electrocyclic reaction. In organic chemistry, an electrocyclic reaction is a type of pericyclic reaction where the net result is one pi bond being converted into sigma bond. There we can actually, we studied earlier that in the electrocyclic reaction, one bond is going to be break and new sigma bond is going to be formed. One pi bond is going to be break and one sigma bond is going to be formed. Okay, but if the reaction is going to be reverse, from sigma bond is going to be formed as pi bond, that is vice versa. Okay, these reactions are usually categorized by the following criteria. Reaction can either be photochemical or thermally, as I told you earlier. A reaction can either be ring opening or ring closing, that electrocyclization in between that, depending on the type of reaction, photochemical, thermal, and the number of pi electron. The reaction can happen through either con rotary or dis rotary. There are the two types of mechanism for the reaction. That is, one is con and one is dis. We will see this later. The type of rotation determines where the cis or trans isomer of the product will be formed. By the rotation of the bonds, that is meant with the con or dis, we can state as this is going to be cis or the trans. So we will see. So if both the arrow is going to be clockwise, then it will be con, and if one arrow is going to be clockwise and one is going to be dis, one is going to be anti-clockwise, it will be dis rotation. Here we can see these are the lobes of the product, and if it having a positive side would be on the side and on side is negative, and if it's going to be con, means both this and this, it will be going to be same side. This plus sign is going to be at this side and this plus is going to be at this side, means there is the overlapping and it will be forming a bond. So it will be allowed in this state. Okay, and if this is going to be this rotatory, means this bond is going to be at this side and this negative side is going to be at this side. So it will be formed it like this. This means the plus and minus is going to be overlap. So this is not allowed. This will be forbidden. So it will be go through the con rotation, not by the dis rotation. So how can we identify that the reaction will be going through the con or the dis? For the there is a simple trick that if there is a 4n and it will be goes through the thermal, then it will be con, and if it will be 4n plus 2, also it will be thermal and it will be dis rotatory. For photochemical reaction 4n, it will be dis. For 4n plus 2 photochemical reaction, it will be con. Okay. Then, these are the molecular orbital description of ethane. For the ethane, it will be have two psi signs with psi 1 and psi 2. Ethane having only 2 electrons, and both the electrons are going to be at this side, means only in psi energy level. This is the energy level. These are the p orbital, and these are for the HOMO and LUMO, where the butadiene having 4 electrons at the ground state. Okay, both the electrons are going to be at this same side, means 2 at this side and 2 at this psi 2. And for this HOMO, for that psi 2 it will be HOMO and psi 3 it will be LUMO. But at the excited state, in this psi 2, only one electron is that and another electron is going to be excited at psi 3. So that for that psi 3 will be the HOMO for the excited state and psi 4 will be the LUMO for the excited state of the 1,3-butadiene. So here we can see from the MO diagram, 1,3-butadiene, psi 1 and psi 3 are the symmetric MOs, and psi 2 and psi 4 are the asymmetric MOs. Same as like this for the 1,3,5 hexatriene. These are the 6 psi energy levels for this excited and the ground state energy levels. An electrocyclic reaction is completely stereoselective. Here we can see how the stereochemistry is mentioned and it's going to be described. Here we can see the con-rotatory and dis-rotatory. Here is going to be homosymmetric, and both the going to be in this opposite direction, and one is going to be clockwise and one is going to be anti-clockwise. And here is going to be this rotary ring closure this is symmetrical, and this is about unsymmetric. Okay, here is going to be both is going to be con-rotatory and is going to be form a ring closure, because the both same side are going to be overlap on one another. Here is the correlation diagram, the diagram that shows correspondence in the energy and symmetry between relevant reactant and the product orbital. It's called as orbital correlation. Correlation diagram is based on the fundamental rule of the conversion of the orbital symmetry as proposed by Woodward and Hoffman. Symmetric orbital in the starting material must transfer into a symmetric orbital in the product, and that an asymmetric orbital must transfer into an asymmetric orbital. Okay, then here we can see the correlation diagram. This is the both the asymmetric. This is cyclobutadiene. This is for the cyclobutadiene. This is for the butadiene. Okay. This is a cycloaddition reaction. Two or more unsaturated molecule combine with the formation of cyclic adduct with a pi electron being used to form two new sigma bond. Diels-Alder reaction is a 4+2 cycloaddition reaction. Since it involves a system of 4 pi electron and a system of 2 pi electron. Diels-Alder reaction. Okay, Diels-Alder reaction is perhaps the most important, and formally it is 4+2 cycloaddition reaction and exists in a huge range of form, include inverse electron demand, Diels-Alder reaction, hexadriene Diels-Alder reaction, and also related to alkene trimerization. So what are the, how it, so these are the diene and dienophile. So diene can be electron donate. So diene, they can donate the electron. They can also be HOMO. They are electron rich. They can donate the electron group. They're having increases in the electron density, increases in the speed of reaction. Because of that, the speed of the reaction can be increases. And for the LUMO, for the dienophile, they are LUMO, electron deficient. They have electron withdrawing group. Okay. For the fast reaction, diene should be electron rich and dienophile should be electron deficient. This is the main condition. Next is the cycloaddition are classified according to the number of the pi electrons that interact in the reaction. Here we can see the 4+2 cycloaddition, a Diels-Alder reaction, how it can be goes. This bond going to be migrate at this site, and the bond will be attacked at this site, and both the group is going to be attached and forming a new product. This is the 4+2 cycloaddition reaction, also called as Diels-Alder reaction. This is the FMO. This is the FMO where we can see where is what is the supra and intrafacial bond formation. If both the same colored will be overlap on each other, that will be supra bond formation. And if the one is going to be same and one is going to be different, that will be supra intra or intrafacial bond formation. Means there will be no bond formation actually. That is forbidden, and supra will be allowed, intra will be forbidden. This is the FMO analysis of the 4+2 cycloaddition reaction, where we can see what is the LUMO and what are the HOMO for the reaction. Here is the 2+2 cycloaddition reaction. In thermal there is no reaction. In photochemical the reaction will be happen. This is the sigmatropic reaction, a molecular rearrangement in which a sigma bonded atom or a group flanked by one or more pi electron system shifts to a new location with a corresponding recognition of the pi bond are called sigmatropic reaction. The total number of sigma bond and pi bond remain unchanged. Okay, there is no change between the number of total bonds number in the sigma or pi bond. Here we can see, okay, sorry. Here we can see, this is the 1,3 sigmatropic rearrangement. Here, from the first position, the bond is going to be transferred at the third position. So it will be called as 1,3 sigmatropic rearrangement. Here in this same, from the first position, the bond is going to be transferred at the fifth position. So it will be called 1,3 sigmatropic reaction. And same as like this third number, that is from 1,7, the bond are going to be transferred from 1 to 7 position. So in between all these processes, that there is also change between the single and the double bond. Because of the stability of the carbon, the bond are going to be transferred from this. So here we can see these are already having 4 bonds. So it will be going to be in the, if the another bond is going to be at another bond is coming, so the stability is going to be disturbed, so it will be transferred its electron to the another carbon, and another carbon is going to be transferred to the next carbon. So this is, by this way, all the stability is going to be stable. So sigmatropic rearrangement, here we can see how it can be works. This is 1,3 sigmatropic rearrangement and a 3,3 sigmatropic rearrangement. Here Woodward-Hoffmann rule for the sigmatropic rearrangement for the even and the odd number in thermal and photochemical, that how it will be, or superficial or intrafacial. This is the Claisen rearrangement. It is discovered by the Rainier Claisen in 1912. The first recorded example of a 3,3 sigmatropic rearrangement is useful in carbon-carbon bond formation reaction. Okay, an example for the Claisen rearrangement is the 3,3 rearrangement of a allyl vinyl ether, which upon heating yields a such unsaturated carbonyl. The formation of a carbonyl group makes this reaction, unlike other sigmatropic rearrangement, inherently irreversible. So here we can see there is a formation. There is a formation of the product by the transfer of the bond from one place to another place. This, the double bond is going to be migrated at this place, and this bond is going to be migrated at this place. So the new product is going to be formed. This is like the ortho-Claisen rearrangement involved the 3,3 shift of the anyl phenyl ether to an intermediate, which quickly tautomerized to an orthosubstituted phenol. This reaction is going to be under the tautomerization, and the new product is going to be formed. This is para-Claisen rearrangement. This is the Cope rearrangement. The Cope rearrangement is extensively studied organic reaction involving 3,3 sigmatropic rearrangement of a 1,5-diene. It was developed by Arthur C. Cope. For example, 3,4-dimethyl 1,5-hexadiene heated up to 300 degrees Celsius yields to 2,6-octadiene. This is the Cope rearrangement, where the new product is going to be formed by the transformation of the bonds. From a new sigma bond is going to be formed from a pi bond. Cope rearrangement, and these are the difference between the Cope rearrangement and the Claisen rearrangement. Here about both are the same. There are the transfer of the bond from one place to another. There are no new bonds going to be added. So thank you for all of this.